Hi, Shane here. You're watching Sam for God, and this is Mark. Check her out.
So hi guys, how are you doing? Today I want to tell you a story. I want to talk about something that happened to me a few years ago. So it's going to be a bit of a different video, but it's still going to be theatre related. But before I say anything, I do want to mention one thing. I was in Cardiff last night to see Wicked, the tour obviously. I've seen that show so many times now I don't even know the number. But anyway, I was there with a friend watching the show and it was all great, and after the show, a really lovely girl came up to me and said that she watches my videos and that she's a subscriber and that she likes the videos and everything. And I thought that was really, really nice. Her name is Nikita, I think. I'm so sorry if I'm wrong, but basically I was so taken aback by it last night. I'm worried that I may have come across a bit strange last night, just because I was genuinely surprised that somebody, you know, had recognised me and watches my videos and stuff. So Nikita, I just want to say thank you if you watch this video. Thank you so much for coming up to me and talking to me and telling me that you love my videos, and I hope you enjoyed the show as much as I did. I know that she told me that it was her first time watching Nikki Davis-Jones' Elphaba and that she really liked her performance, so that's good because Nikki's my favourite Elphaba. But anyway, let's get to the main point of the video. Right, so today I want to talk about understudies, and more specifically the first time that I ever saw an understudy on stage. I want to tell you the story of that basically, because I remember it weirdly enough. Now, the first time I ever saw an understudy on a West End stage in a West End show, that I remember anyway, was in 2009. It was in July of 2009 and it was on my 19th birthday. Literally, not even like the day after or the day before, it was on my 19th birthday, so the 29th of July 2009. And here's a little recap of what happened. Basically, it was my 19th birthday, obviously. And usually when I have birthdays and stuff, on my actual birthday, I like spending that with like my family. And if I want to do something with friends, I usually do that on like the weekend, like on a Saturday or a Friday. I very rarely spend my actual birthday without my family, because I just think it's nice to spend it with your family. Plus it's usually like in the week, so you know, a lot of my friends can't do stuff. Anyway, I don't know why I'm saying all this. My point is that it was my birthday, my 19th birthday, and the plan for that day really was just to have a meal with my family, like a lunch thing. And I went there and I had the meal with them and it was nice and everything. We got back home at around maybe 1:30, and I was thinking, okay, well that's that then. Like, I wasn't expecting anything more really. I thought if anything we might have like a cake maybe in the evening or something, but I was on the computer just enjoying life like any other day. And then my mum suddenly came to me and she was like, Sam, get ready, we have to go to Wicked. I was like, what? Sorry, excuse me? She was like, no, seriously Sam, you have to get ready as soon as possible because the show starts in like an hour and we have to leave right now. And I was just like, oh my god, what? I was genuinely surprised, and I don't often get surprised, although I did get surprised last night as well. But yeah, it was like very sudden, and I got ready and went to Wicked, and it was a Wednesday afternoon, so it was a matinee performance. And by that point, this is like July 2009, I'd only seen Wicked, the musical, 3 times prior to that, so every time I'd seen the show, it was with Kerry Ellis and Diane Pilkington and Oliver Tomset. I'd actually gone to Kerry's last Friday performance in Wicked, and I'd loved that performance so much that I really didn't have any intention of going back anytime soon. Like for me, I genuinely felt that, you know, it was it. I'd seen Kerry in her last week, and I was quite happy with that. I was done with Wicked. I wasn't prepared to go back anytime soon, believe it or not. So when my mum surprised me with those tickets for Wicked, although I was very happy and excited about it, I also felt a bit strange because I didn't know if I was ready to go and see somebody else play Elphaba. So it was mixed emotions, which is a bit crazy. But anyway, we went there and it was the Wednesday matinee performance, like I said. I was expecting to see Alexia Kadim because I knew that she'd taken over from Kerry, and I'd seen pictures of Alexia as Elphaba, so I knew what she looked like. And then we sat down in our seats, and suddenly somebody came on stage who wasn't Alexia Kadim. I immediately knew that that was her understudy or standby. Like, because I'd seen pictures of Alexia, I knew what she looked like, and the person who came on stage didn't look like Alexia. So I knew that I was watching an understudy, or standby, or whatever you want to call her. And I didn't mind. That actually, as soon as she came on stage, that actually kind of made me a bit more excited for the show. Just because, I know, I'd expected to see Alexia, and the fact that it was like a completely different person made the whole thing a bit more exciting and less scary. Scary as in I was just scared to see anybody else play Elphaba other than Kerry Ellis. Anyway, so Ashley came on stage and it was a great show and I enjoyed it. It was just a great show overall, but it was also very, very weird. I remember in the interval, me and my mum were talking about like, the performance and the actors on stage, and I literally went to my mum and I was like, yeah, this person, Ashley Gray, she's good, but she's not as good as Kerry Ellis. Like, I don't think she's as good as Kerry. But my mum, who'd only seen the show once before that, thought that she was amazing. I think she still kind of agreed that she prefers Kerry, but because she'd only seen the show twice, like that was her second time seeing it, and she's not really as big of a Wicked fan as I am, she didn't really notice much of a difference and she thought that Ashley was great. Me, however, I know that sounds really ridiculous, but I kept comparing her to Kerry, and the reason I'm telling you this story is because I think what I did was really wrong. I couldn't help it, but all throughout the show, even though Ashley Gray was really, really good, in my mind, because I'd only ever seen Kerry Ellis at Elphaba before, I couldn't help but compare every song that she sang to Kerry's versions of those songs. And even though I thought that Ashley was great, I still couldn't help but think that she wasn't as good as Kerry. Now the show finished that day, and you know, I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. By the end of the show, I actually thought that Ashley Gray was very, very good. In a way, I was very happy that I'd seen her, because like I said, I had no plans of going back to Wicked myself, and now that I'd seen Ashley, I was like, oh well, it's still a good show, and I'm still enjoying all the performers in it, and Diane and Ollie were still in it, so it still felt really great. It still felt like a great show. But like I said, in the back of my mind, I couldn't help but think, she's not as good as Kerry. Now, I was young then, younger than I am now anyway, and it was my first time seeing an understudy or standby. So I don't know why I felt that way, and it annoys me in a way because I kind of want to go back now and experience that show again and give Ashley like a proper chance, because I don't think I did. I kept comparing her to Kerry, like I said, and that's not the right thing to do when you see an understudy. So yeah, the show finished that day, and I got to go backstage as well, which was amazing, but that's a completely different story for another time. But yeah, the point of this video is that that was my first experience of seeing an understudy in the lead role on stage. And my personal experience, like I told you just now, was that even though I thought she was great, I didn't think that she was as good as the person that I'd seen beforehand, Kerry Ellis, who was the lead and not an understudy. Now since then, I've been lucky enough to see Ashley Gray as Elphaba twice more, and in those two next times I saw her as Elphaba, I tried to give her a proper chance and judge her, you know, on her own, as an Elphaba on her own, not like compare her to other Elphabas. And I'm glad I got to see her again, I'm glad I got to give her another chance, because I liked her a lot more when I saw her again. I'll be honest with you, I still don't think she's as good as Kerry Ellis, but that's my opinion. I'm not making this video to say, you know, what Elphabas are good or which Elphabas are bad or what I think of performers. I'm making this video to tell you of my story of the first time I saw an understudy and how I reacted to it and what I thought of it and where I went wrong, basically. When I think of Ashley Gray's performances now as Elphaba, I think she's brilliant. She's got an amazing voice, her acting is fantastic. You know, on her own, when I don't compare her to anybody else, she's brilliant. But that very first time when I saw her, my mind stupidly decided to constantly you know, compare her to Kerry, and that made me initially form this idea that she's just not as good as Kerry, and that wasn't a good thing to do. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you today. If you can, or if you remember, leave comments letting me know of your first experience of seeing an understudy on stage. I'd be really interested to hear your stories, because I think it's interesting to find out what people think of understudies and stuff. I love understudies in general. I think they're not given enough credit, and I think it's great to support them. I am actually going to make a video about understudies later, like a general video about understudies, so watch out for that if you want. But yeah, that's all I have today. Thank you for watching, guys, as always, and I'll see you next time. Bye!